Welcome to another episode on my Arduino Mega2560 connected through SPI with Arduino Uno and those electronics and fischertechnik mechatronics. Last time I tried to get the SPI working nicely, and in the same time, well, that happened earlier by the way, but the SPI signal is not quite what it seems. Here you see spikes, those indicate SPI, and it should have been like this, depending on time setting. And although the camera is not entirely focused, but I don't care about that right now. You see the spikes, and that is alright with me. So this propeller running and this standing still has been for some time, but yet again I am focusing on SPI. So what is working and what isn't? So it's set to 2060 for the serial monitor, and this is what it gives: 48, 10 and 48. And if I look a little bit to the south, well, not south, down, then you see here the code. So I decided to, apart from SPI test, to say, alright, I will send just a number, and then right here, and yes, this is a kind of recap, and right here is if the command is anything else but this, then build up. Then if the character is new line, then say C is equal to N and process it. If character is 0, and yes, I put a 0 in here, then 0 command should be should be shown. The question is that actually nicely to do? Is that good to do? Also, else if C is equal to 235, then subtract 35. Well, the point is that 235 minus 35 is 200, not 48. So that is the situation right now, and these are just for completeness, but they haven't been working yet. So is this algorithm correct? And I think it's not. Otherwise this would be correct. So from SPI test something comes, and from here something comes. And they're both doing things. So concerning this part of the code, what is working and what should be working. Alright, now I know this one. Let's go here. Uno and Uno. Serial monitor. And now I'll have to wait. 0 command. Oh, I'm pleased to see that, because that means, and that's one thing, but I want to see 235. So C is N and 0 command are being detected. And here SITST. Hold on, wait a second. SPTST. Oh yeah, that was another problem I had. That is definitely another problem. This SPI test is not being displayed and received quite well. Why? Anyway, that is what I want to do today. Again, finding out why things happen the way they happen. Second part of thinking, I have taken this C is 235 out of the first if, because this one, the first if, deals with this part. So since this one is being dealt with or sent by another transfer, I should not make it part of the first. So that's one thing. Next thing, since I am not seeing it in the serial monitor, I want to make sure that it is actually being sent. So this is the transfer here, and now I have added 2 serial print lines with 235 cent and the content of what is being sent, and then I can see, hopefully, that it is actually the same. So now I should quit this one and change to wait a second. Yeah, uno, that's correct. Port and port, they're all correct. That is amazing that they are both now connected to their own port. I didn't experience that before, but I don't mind, I like that. So if that means I never have to change again, fine with me. Anyway, upload. Done uploading. Serial monitor. Ah, look at this. Look at this. Nothing being sent. Yeah, well, if nothing is being sent, then nothing is being printed on the other side either. Ah, look at that. C is 0. So if I change this to character, what happens? Let's do just that. Timeout. Why is there a timeout? Done uploading. Once again, uploading. Done uploading. Alright. Serial monitor. No change. Till 35 was sent. Content is 0. That's not good. Till 35 is being sent. And this is just a string, but this is a character, I think. What if I make this a string? Would that matter? Uploading. Timeout again. And then done uploading. Okay. I don't know why this happens, but let's see. 50. 50. Okay, this is definitely something I have to find out. Why is this not going correct? Time for a third attempt. Right now I have it changed back to integer is 235. The integer is or more appropriately the pointer to the integer is and the pointer is pointer to memory is assigned to C, and C is a byte. So C is being transferred, and I realized that perhaps the number being returned is not in decimal, so now I force it to decimal. I hope that makes the difference, because I'm doing that here as well for what returns. Anyway, let's upload. Done. And let's then see the monitor. There it comes. 0. This is really strange. Alright. Then I need to do something else. Check if C is really assigned to it. So, first, serial print int is serial print line than P1, no quote, that should be doing it, and or more appropriately, I'm not quite sure if this is alright. It could be that this should be an ampersand, but I will find out soon enough. And then C is, so I get two C's then. No. And this is then a C, or maybe this should be an ampersand. That's lots of testing out, but let's just do it, because I really want to know what is what. It compiles without an error, so that's one thing. Int minus 18248. Oh, really? That is not what it's supposed to be. Alright, I changed it to an ampersand. And that is not going to happen. Conv overloaded is ambiguous. Yeah. So this must be no here. Alright. Why is this happening? And C is 0. I must be missing something. Alright, let me change the number. Just 2. C is 46, 64. Alright. Then C is 64, and this is now a very different number. Alright, then I get rid of the P1. Ambiguous, yeah, right. This has to be there. And this I'm going to change in DEC. This maybe have to change into DEC. Content mismatch. Alright, let me just remove this one first. Let's see about this one. Yeah, that goes better. What is going on? Done. C is 64. Really? But now they are both 64. Decimal. They're both decimal C4. I have to really find out how to do this, because this is not making any sense at all. Now it is getting interesting. the point is that I have been using here AVR-C, which means it is a C language, special for the AVR controllers, and the Arduino is one of them. Now my question was, if I use not AVR-C but standard C, what is different? Well, a lot. First of all, and I have to make sure that I have a good view of everything. First of all, byte. Byte is now part of C, no primitive of C, and you can define one yourself, but it is no part. So if I use byte here in this test program, it will give a big fat error. Then if I use the pointers like this, it gives a big fat error. Initialization makes pointer from integer without cost. If I do it like this, and here I remove the pointer stars, asterisks, whatever, and I save it, then going here, and this is the usual C command on Linux and Unix anyway, to compile. So this is actually GNU C compiler, then the source file -o for output, so you can give it a name. If you don't, you get something like a.out or whatever. It will work, but anything gets the same name. So with this option -o, you can give it the name you want. This compiles without an error. I test it and it says, alright, this is P is 2, and here with print F, and serial print is in AVR for the serial monitor. Printf is to console, as you can see, and then int, and then again standard C, percent sign D /n comma P, which gives this result. Then the same thing but character, and then C, but I have to find out if I am correct about that. Looks like I am. And there are nice tables in the book, and it says no, C is for integer, and character you'll have to use, I'm wrong with that, an S. So I am changing this with an C to S. So I have to compile again, send, segmentation fault. Alright, that's different. Anyway, so this shows that AVR-C is quite different in that perspective, because when I look here, byte can just be used, no problem with that. Which brings me back to the existing question, how to deal with this. how to deal with it. And I'm not entirely sure. I followed the example. It is not going as well as the example goes. So what's wrong? Anyway. Uploading. Yep. And monitor. And it still shows this. And yes, in my first attempt for this problem, I got a very wrong result. But that's not this. So then what is the solution? Good question. So for the final part of this episode, where are we now? Well, first of all, I find out that the C language, the standard C language, is different from the AVR C language. I already noticed that, but this is just making it well, more obvious. Then SPI is happening, but why am I seeing spikes? It is working, yes. So monitor. Oh, now I can do something else as well, which I just realized. So this is the serial monitor for the Uno, and this is the serial monitor for the 2560. And this, yes, and this has a delay for everything, and this is just scrolling on. So here we have everything, and with this you should see the spike. So every time this scrolls, the spike's gone. And it really doesn't make sense. Now CSN SPTET 0 with some add sign, with an add sign, not some. Where is that based on? Well, certainly not here. SPTET, and this is here. If you see, I'm now pointing at SPI TST. No, SPI test. And this is really crazy. So as long as this doesn't work, how sure am I? Well, I am sure that SPI test is not being transferred. Not the way it should be, not the way it has been. That's one thing for sure. Then sending integers, as in the example, because here this is byte, which is not standard C. This is just an integer, nothing else, an integer. Here, constant byte, also not standard C. And if I look further back, this is all just AVRC. So I'm overlooking something, I'm missing something. Question is still what? And While things are still going on. Why is this one doesn't? Why isn't this motor running? Why is this motor running? While both circuits work. This motor has stopped running for some time, despite everything. Presumably because of this value. I need a 10 mega ohms or something potmeter, but I don't have one, so I can't make the same values to keep this running. Well, actually it should run anyway, so that's another question. And with that I am at the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Give the video a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter, retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like. Leave comments. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. For more information, please see my website, and this is going to be continued, of course. So, bye bye.